Today, we're counting down the top rarest pickup trucks of all time. Vehicles that you've most likely never seen. From limited production runs to concept cars that never saw the assembly line. These trucks are the epitome of automotive rarity and creativity. Before we begin our countdown, be sure to buckle up and prepare for a journey through history as we investigate these mechanical unicorns of the truck world. Dodge Rampage. This one-of-a-kind vehicle blurred the borders between automobile and truck, making it a true rarity in the automotive industry. The Rampage, which was manufactured for only 3 years from 1982 to 1984, was Dodge's response to the growing popularity of compact, car-based trucks such as the Volkswagen Rabbit pickup and the Subaru Brat. The Rampage stood out because it used the Chrysler L chassis, which was shared with the Dodge Omni and Plymouth Horizon hatchbacks. This resulted in the Rampage's unibody design, front-wheel drive, and car-like handling, all of which were unusual qualities for pickup trucks at the time. The Rampage was powered by a 2.2-liter inline-4 engine that produced 84 horsepower. While this may not sound spectacular in today's context, it was adequate for the time and purpose. The Rampage was designed for light-duty use, making it ideal for city people who occasionally require the utility of a pickup truck. In that regard, the bed was 6.5 feet long, which was unusually large for such a small vehicle. Despite its unique appearance and practical characteristics, the Dodge Rampage didn't succeed in attracting the market's interest. Dodge sold slightly over 17,000 vehicles in its peak year, with total production barely reaching 37,000 over a 3-year period. This low-volume production, along with the vehicle's unusual idea, makes the Rampage an uncommon sight on the road today. For collectors of unique American automobiles, a well-preserved Rampage is a valued asset, signifying a daring attempt in pickup truck design that was maybe ahead of its time. International Harvester Scout SS-2. International Harvester, a manufacturer best renowned for its agricultural machinery, entered the vehicle market with the Scout series. The Scout SS-2, introduced in 1971, was a special model of the standard Scout II that was intended to be a high-performance version of the successful off-road vehicle. What distinguished the Scout SS-2 was its strong 304 cubic inch V8 engine, which was a major boost over the standard Scout's inline-4 or tiny V8. This engine was combined with a Chrysler 727 automatic transmission, providing the SS-2 exceptional performance for its day. The SS-2 also had distinctive style cues, such as particular color schemes, striping, and the SS-2 badge. The Scout SS-2 rarity, however, is what truly sets it as unique. This special edition was created in limited quantities by International Harvester, with only 2,500 available. Given the Scout's appeal as an off-road vehicle and the rough treatment many of these trucks received, locating a well-preserved SS-2 today is extremely difficult. This rarity, combined with a growing interest in vintage off-road vehicles, has made the Scout SS-2 a highly sought-after collector's item. Studebaker Coupe Express. The Studebaker Coupe Express, debuted in 1937, was part of Studebaker's push into the light-duty truck market. The Coupe Express stood out for its car-like design and comfort features, which were uncommon in trucks at the time. The Coupe Express was built on the Studebaker passenger vehicle chassis and shared numerous components, including the entire front-end sheet metal. This resulted in a far more elegant and streamlined design than other trucks of the period. The interior was equally car-like, with a bench seat, rolled-up windows, and other features commonly found in passenger vehicles. The Coupe Express was fueled by Studebaker's 217 cubic inch inline-6 engine, which was adequate for its intended light-duty purpose. The truck bed, while usable, was somewhat short, highlighting the vehicle's dual usage as a personal vehicle and a work truck. Studebaker built the Coupe Express for only 3 years, from 1937 to 1939. A total of fewer than 5,000 units were constructed, making it an unusual sight even when new. Today, a restored Coupe Express is a rare gem, marking a unique period in automotive history when the lines between automobile and truck began to blur. GMC Cyclone. The GMC Cyclone, built only in 1991, was GMC's attempt to develop a high-performance sport truck, and it succeeded spectacularly. The Cyclone was based on the GMC Sonoma compact pickup and was converted into a street performance monster capable of outrunning many sports cars of the day. The Cyclone turbocharged 4.3-liter V6 engine produced an astounding 280 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. This power was distributed to all 4 wheels via a full-time all-wheel drive system, providing the Cyclone exceptional traction and acceleration. In reality, the Cyclone could accelerate from 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, which was comparable to exotic sports vehicles of the period. To match its horsepower, the Cyclone received numerous stylistic changes, including a distinctive front bumper, side skirts, and a bed tonneau cover. It was only available in black, contributing to its intimidating image. The inside was also updated, with customized bucket seats and a sport steering wheel. GMC only produced 2,995 Cyclones in 1991, making it a unique vehicle from the start. Its exceptional performance and limited production run have made it a sought-after collector's item. It is difficult to find a well-preserved Cyclone nowadays because many have been driven hard or altered by enthusiasts over time. Chevrolet SSR. The Chevrolet SSR, which stood for Super Sport Roadster, was a unique combination of pickup truck, convertible, and hot rod. The SSR, built from 2003 to 2006, was Chevrolet's attempt to develop a halo vehicle to draw attention to the brand. The SSR's design was inspired by Chevrolet's late 1940s advanced design trucks, which had rounded fenders and a prominent grille. The SSR's most notable feature was its power retractable hardtop, which changed it from an enclosed roadster to an open-air cruiser with a press of a button. Initially, the SSR was powered by a 5.3-liter V8 engine that generated 300 horsepower. This was modified in 2005 to a 6.0-liter LS2 V8 taken from the Corvette, which increased output to 390 horsepower. The SSR is based on a modified version of GM's midsize SUV chassis, giving it a car-like ride and handling qualities. Despite its distinctive form and powerful engine options, the SSR struggled to establish a market. Sales were modest during its manufacturing period due to its expensive price and limited utility. The truck bed was short and the vehicle only seated 2 people. Chevrolet produced slightly more than 24,000 SSRs in total, with fewer than 1,200 built in the final year. Today, the Chevrolet SSR is remembered as a daring experiment in truck design. Its limited manufacturing run and distinctive style have made it a collector's item, especially among lovers of uncommon American vehicles. Before we move on to the next truck, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? It's like adopting a puppy. It's free, it'll make you feel good, and you'll get lots of entertaining content in return. Ford Skyranger. This is a truck that never made it to your local dealership. Saying hello to the Ford Skyranger, a car so unusual that you'd have a better chance of seeing Bigfoot driving a UFO. In 1991, Ford decided to answer a question that no one else was asking. What if we made a Ranger that could fly? Okay, not really fly, but the Skyranger was Ford's attempt to design a convertible pickup truck. Yes, you heard that correctly. A pickup vehicle with a retractable roof. It's as if Ford engineers saw a Jeep Wrangler and a Ranger talking in a bar and said, "Now there's an idea." The Skyranger was based on the regular Ford Ranger of the period, with a shorter cab and a retractable fiberglass canopy. The truck bed was also distinctive, with curved edges that flowed into the cab, creating a sleek, unified appearance. Ford did not play around under the hood. They crammed a 3.0-liter V6 engine with 153 horsepower, which was quite impressive for a little truck in the early 1990s. Now, I know you're probably thinking, where can I buy this amazing convertible truck? You can't. Ford only produced one Skyranger. That's correct. This automobile unicorn is truly unique. It debuted at the 1991 Chicago Auto Show, where it both perplexed and intrigued visitors. So why did Ford not put the Skyranger into production? Let's be honest, the market for convertible pickup trucks isn't particularly massive. Plus, picture attempting to move lumber with the top down. You would spend weeks pulling splinters out of your hair. Nonetheless, you have to applaud Ford's determination to think outside the box, or in this case, outside the cab. Today, the lone Ford Skyranger stands as a testament to a time when automotive designers were prepared to take large chances and produce really unusual automobiles. It demonstrates the inventiveness and invention that have always been at the heart of the automobile industry. Jeep Gladiator SJ, 1962 to 1998. Now I get what you're thinking. Wait a minute, isn't the Gladiator the new Jeep pickup? Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're going back in time to meet Gladiator's grandfather. Long before the contemporary Gladiator was a gleam in Jeep's eye, there was the original Jeep Gladiator, which was manufactured from 1962 until 1998. This wasn't just any pickup truck. It was Jeep's first official entry into the pickup business since the Wiley's Overland days. And let me tell you, they came out swinging. The Gladiator was based on the Jeep's Wagoneer platform, so it combined the durability of a Jeep with the utility of a pickup. It's as if Jeep took the best of both worlds and combined them into one amazing product. When it was first released, the Gladiator offered a range of engine options, including a 3.8-liter straight six and a powerful 5.4-liter V8. Later versions would feature even more powerful engines, as it appeared that Jeep's creed was more power is better. But this is where things get interesting. The Gladiator was not only a gorgeous face with a powerful engine, oh no, it had some tricks in its sleeve to make even current trucks blush. For example, it was one of the first trucks to provide independent front suspension on its 4x4 vehicles. That's right, whereas other trucks bounced around like pogo sticks, the Gladiator smoothed the ride. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, if this truck was so great, why haven't I seen one? That, my friends, is where the rare aspect of our narrative comes in. Despite being in production for more than 25 years, the Gladiator, later called the J Series, never enjoyed the same level of success as some of its competitors. It was a niche car, catering to individuals who wanted Jeep capability combined with pickup utility. As the years passed, the Gladiator J Series began to show its age. While other trucks received flashy new amenities and sophisticated appearance updates, the J Series remained true to its 1960s heritage. It's like that uncle who still wears bell-bottoms and believes disco will make a comeback. Finding an original Jeep Gladiator in good shape is now about as easy as finding a needle in a haystack. If the haystack was the size of Texas and the needle was made from cheese. Several of these trucks were heavily used and stored wet, resulting in rust and mechanical concerns. Those that have survived are frequently adored by their owners and are rarely available for sale. So the next time you see a new Jeep Gladiator going down the street, remember its ancestor. The original Gladiator may not have been a commercial success, but it laid the groundwork for modern pickup trucks we know and love. Dodge Warlock. Next up is one of the most beguiling pickups to ever grace American roads, the Dodge Warlock. No, it does not throw magic or transform your cargo into frogs, but its distinctive style and rarity may captivate you. The Dodge Warlock debuted as a concept vehicle in 1976, but it proved so popular that Dodge decided to turn it into a production vehicle in 1977. You're probably wondering, what's so magical about this truck? Well, let me tell you, it's all about the style. Consider this, it's the late 1970s. Disco reigns supreme, bell-bottoms are ubiquitous, and most pickup vehicles are about as thrilling as beige wallpaper. The Warlock then emerges as a vision in black and gold. That's correct, this beauty came in standard jet black with gold pinstriping and the words "Adult Toys" on the tailgate. And no, that doesn't mean what you think it does. It was Dodge's way of indicating that this vehicle was for adults looking to have some fun. But the Warlock wasn't just about appearances. Under that beguiling appearance came a selection of Dodge's most powerful engines, including the 440 V8, which could propel this truck like it was on a broomstick. The interior was remarkable, with tough truck elements such as bucket seats, a sports steering wheel, and genuine oak sideboards in the pickup bed. Now, this is where the rarity comes in. Despite its fame, the Warlock was only produced for 3 years, 1977 to 1979. In its first year, only 1,000 apartments were created, making it as uncommon as a vampire during a garlic festival. Even in 1979, when the Warlock was at its peak, only about 5,000 were manufactured. But the Warlock's influence went far beyond its production numbers. It was one of the first factory custom vehicles, laying the way for future special editions and demonstrating that pickup trucks could be fashionable and stylish, rather than just workhorses. It's as if the Warlock cast a spell over the entire truck industry, convincing everyone that pickups might have personality. Finding a Warlock today is almost as simple as finding a genuine Warlock. Many were driven hard and stored damp, because that's what you do with adult toys evidently, and their proclivity to rust means that many have returned to the dirt from which they originated. Those that have survived are highly valued by collectors and can fetch incredible rates at auction. So the next time you're at a car show and notice a black and gold Dodge pickup that appears to have been driven by Merlin himself, you'll know you're in the presence of a Warlock. Just don't try to make it perform any true magic. It may be unusual and awesome, but it is still a truck. Chevrolet Corvair 95 Ramp Side. If you thought the Corvair automobile was odd, wait until you see its pickup truck relative. First and foremost, let us address the elephant in the room, or more accurately, the engine in the back. That's correct, folks. The Corvair 95 Ramp Side was a pickup truck with an engine in the back. It's as if Chevrolet engineers looked at the typical truck layout and decided, nah, let's flip this thing on its head, literally. The Corvair 95 Ramp Side, built from 1961 to 1964, was part of Chevrolet's forward-thinking, or perhaps backward-thinking, Corvair series. The 95 in its name refers to its 95-inch wheelbase, not because it was the 95th attempt to make a rear-engine truck work. Now you may be wondering, what's with the Ramp Side name? Hold on to your hats, because this is where things get really interesting. The truck featured a standard tailgate, but it also had a side door that folded down to form a ramp. Yes, there is a built-in ramp on the side of the vehicle. Chevy seems to have anticipated the demands of lethargic loading dock workers everywhere. This distinguishing characteristic makes the Ram site extremely adaptable. You could effortlessly throw big goods into the truck bed or use it as a convenient slide for spontaneous playground fun. An air-cooled flat-six engine was installed under the rear bonnet, which still feels strange to say about a truck. Initially, it produced a modest 80 horsepower, but later models increased power to a monstrous 95 horses. Not exactly a powerhouse, but keep in mind that this vehicle was designed for innovation rather than intimidation. The Corvair 95 Ram site's distinctive appearance came from some intriguing oddities. For example, the low-mounted engine required the truck bed to be higher than usual, giving it a decidedly top-heavy appearance. Despite its revolutionary design, the Corvair 95 Ram site failed to gain popularity among truck buyers. Chevy sold slightly more than 10,000 cars in its peak year, but by 1964 that figure had dropped to 851. It turns out that most pickup drivers were not prepared for this level of eccentricity. Today, finding a Corvair 95 Ram site is about as easy as finding a politician who dislikes hearing themselves speak. Many were worked hard and then discarded, since their unusual designs did not lend themselves to easy repairs or changes. Those that have survived are frequently treasured by collectors who value their distinct look and creative characteristics. So if you see a pickup truck with a backwards bed and a weird door on the side, you know it's a Chevrolet Corvair 95 Ram site. It may not have been an economic success, but it is remembered as one of the most distinctive and innovative pickup trucks ever built. Subaru Brat. Okay, it's time to get a little wild and wacky with the Subaru Brat. And no, I'm not referring to your neighbor's disobedient child. This Brat is a bi-drive recreational all-terrain transporter. Try uttering that 5 times fast. This little eccentric, which resembled a cross between a compact automobile and a pickup truck, first appeared on the streets in 1978. Subaru, seemingly wary of manufacturing sensible sedans and wagons, decided to take a risk and produce something truly distinctive. It's like they were saying, let's make a car that can haul stuff, but also make it small enough to park in Tokyo. The Brat was based on the Subaru Leon, therefore it was equipped with Subaru's famous all-wheel drive technology. That's correct, folks. This little trucklet can scamper up trails like a mountain goat on Red Bull. It was powered by a strong 1.6-liter flat-4 engine that produced an impressive, wait for it, 67 horsepower. Okay, it wasn't going to win any drag races, but it could definitely get you and your surfboard to the beach without breaking a sweat. But this is where the Brat becomes very intriguing. Subaru pulled a fast one on Uncle Sam to escape the dreaded chicken tax, a 25% levy on imported light trucks. They named it a passenger vehicle after bolting 2 plastic seats into the cargo bed, facing backwards. That's right, you could ride in the rear of this thing, feeling the wind in your hair and bugs in your teeth. But now you may be thinking, that sounds like the ideal vehicle. Why have I not seen one? That's because the Brat was only available in the United States between 1978 to 1987. During that period, it gained a cult following among outdoor lovers and eccentric automobile fans. However, like all good things, and some poor fashion fads, it came to an end. The Brat's demise was caused by changing safety rules. Who knew uncovered rear seats weren't the safest thing in the world? As well as Subaru's desire to focus on more mainstream automobiles. It's like when your favorite independent band decides to sell out and make pop music. While they're more successful now, you miss the crazy old days. Today, finding a Brat in good shape is as uncommon as locating a VHS rental store or a phone booth. Many were used hard and then rusted away, succumbing to the environment and the passage of time. Those who have survived are frequently treasured by their owners, who recognize the special appeal of this automobile anomaly. If you ever see a little Subaru pickup with what appears to be lawn chairs strapped to the back, congratulations, you've just spotted a Brat in the wild. It's an experience almost as uncommon as finding a parking place in downtown New York or a peaceful time at a family reunion. If you're enjoying this video so far, why not give it a thumbs up? It's safer than riding in the back of a Brat, and it helps us out a ton. Lamborghini LM002. Up next is the most outlandish, over-the-top pickup truck ever made. The Lamborghini LM002, also known as the Rambo Lambo. Assume a Ferrari and a military vehicle had a baby, and that infant bench pressed protein shakes for breakfast. That is the LM002 in a nutshell. Born in the 1980s, when extravagance was the order of the day, this truck screamed, "I have more money than sense, and I'm not afraid to show it." The LM002 used a 5.2-liter V12 engine sourced from the Countach. Nothing says practical pickup like a supercar engine, right? This beast could accelerate from 0 to 60 in roughly 7.7 seconds, which is astounding given that it weighed as much as a small moon. The interior was classic Lamborghini luxury, complete with superb Italian leather and wood accents. It's as if they wanted to make sure you were comfy while you were conquering small countries or driving over smaller automobiles. Only 328 of these gorgeous pickups were ever created, making them rarer than the smallest diamond. Today, owning an LM002 is similar to having a pet dinosaur. It's great, terrifying, and probably consumes more than you. Chevrolet El Camino SS 454. Muscle car lovers, this one's for you. The Chevrolet El Camino SS 454. This isn't just a vehicle or a truck, it's a beautiful masterpiece that demonstrates Chevrolet's occasional willingness to color beyond the lines. The El Camino SS 454 was Chevy's way of saying, hey, who says you can't have your cake and haul it too? Based on the Chevelle platform, this beast blended the comfort of a sedan with the usefulness of a pickup truck before injecting it with enough steroids to make a bodybuilder blush. Under the hood was a Hutch 454 cubic inch 7.4-liter V8 engine, capable of producing 450 horsepower and shredding tires. That's right, this truck can move from 0 to 60 in less time than you can say, what the heck is that thing? It's as if Chevrolet looked at the muscle car battles and decided, you know what would make this interesting? A truck bed. However, the SS 454 was not only about straight-line speed. It also featured updated suspension, allowing it to handle better than any pickup truck should be capable of. It's as if they took a sports car and gave it a complete overhaul. This is where it gets rare. The SS 454 was only offered for 1 year, 1970. Following that, stricter pollution rules and soaring insurance costs put an end to the fun. Finding one today is like finding a needle in a haystack, if that needle was extremely fast, loud, and capable of carrying a load of hay in its bed. The Chevrolet El Camino SS 454 is more than simply a unique truck. It's a moving contradiction, a vehicle oxymoron. It's a throwback to a time when gasoline was cheap, pollutants were an afterthought, and the answer to any automotive question was more power. It's not simply a truck or a car, it's an American icon on wheels. Ford Ranchero GT. Up next is the Ford Ranchero GT, which demonstrates Ford's penchant for identity crises. The Ranchero, which debuted in 1957, was Ford's response to the question, what if we made both a car and a truck? It's as if they couldn't decide which car to make, so they just smashed them together and called it quits. But we're not here to discuss just any Ranchero. We've come to see the best of the best, the 1970 to 1971 GT model. The Ranchero GT was like the mullet hairstyle of the automobile world. This beauty, built on the Torino platform, combines the comfort of a sedan with the usefulness of a truck bed. But Ford did not stop there. They stared at this car-truck hybrid and wondered, do you know what this needs? More power. Well, they did just that. The GT could be powered by engines ranging from a 302 cubic inch V8 to the massive 429 Cobra jet, which is so strong that it could potentially drag the Earth out of orbit if hooked up correctly. This wasn't just any pickup, it was a muscle car with a bed. But the Ranchero GT wasn't just about physical force, it also had style. With its tall hood, short deck lid, and characteristic pickup bed, it was unlike anything else on the road. It's as if a Mustang and an F-100 had a child, and the offspring turned out to be cooler than both parents. This is where it gets rare. While Ford produced the Ranchero for many years, the GT model with the larger engines was only available for a limited time. Finding one today, especially with the Cobra jet engine, is like finding a 4-leaf clover in a field of 3-leaf clovers. It exists, but it will take some luck. The Ford Ranchero GT is more than just a rare truck. It represents a time when fuel was affordable, safety laws were lax, and the reply to every automobile's question was, how can we make it faster? Dodge Lil Red Express. The Dodge Lil Red Express was a truck that was as fiery as a jalapeno in a sauna. This is more than just a vehicle. It's a rolling middle finger to the fun cops of the late 1970s. Born in 1978 when disco reigned supreme and common sense was optional, the Lil Red Express was Dodge's way of saying, emissions regulations? Never heard of them. They took a standard D150 pickup, painted it bright red, added wood paneling to the sides, and finished it off with 2 large rig-style exhaust stacks, because nothing says subtle quite like a truck that appears to be auditioning for Smokey and the Bandit. Under the hood, Dodge installed a police-spec 360 V8 engine producing 225 horsepower. In 1978, this made the Lil Red Express the quickest American-built vehicle from 0 to 100 miles per hour. That's right, a pickup truck was faster than any automobile on the market. It's as if Dodge said, hold my beer to the entire automobile industry. But the Lil Red Express wasn't all about speed. It was about style, a specific type of style. With its fire engine red paint, gold pinstriping, and oak wood embellishments, this truck was more stylish than a disco dance floor. The chrome stacks rising from behind the cab were not only for show, they also served as the exhaust system. Dodge appears to have created this truck after binge-watching every 1970s car chase film ever made. this is where it gets rare. Only 2,188 were produced in 1978, with a few more added in 1979 before emissions restrictions caught up and put an end to the lunacy. Finding one today is like finding a disco ball in a haystack. It's rare, shiny, and will make you rethink the late 1970s fashion decisions. The Dodge Lil Red Express is more than simply a unique truck. It's a mobile time capsule. It reflects an age when muscle cars were fading out, yet the spirit of high performance endured in the most improbable of places, a pickup truck. In a sea of beige, pragmatic trucks, the Lil Red Express stands out like a sore thumb. A bright red, smoke-belching, wood-paneled sore thumb. And you know what? We wouldn't want it any other way, because in the end, isn't that what genuinely unique automobiles are about? Standing out, moving quickly, and having a great time while doing so. If these rare pickups tickled your fancy, give that like button a honk. And don't forget to subscribe. It's like adding a turbocharger to your YouTube experience, but without the risk of blowing a head gasket. Toyota RV2. Right here is a truck so insane that it makes Homer Simpson's automobile appear normal. Dear ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Toyota RV4, the pickup vehicle that mistakenly thought it was a camper van. The RV2, unveiled at the 1972 Tokyo Motor Show, was Toyota's response to a question that no one asked. What if we made a pickup truck that turns into a camper that looks like it's from the Jetsons? It's as if Toyota designers spent the night blending truck designs, camping gear, and sci-fi comics to create this. The RV2 began life as a sleek and futuristic-looking pickup vehicle. But here's where things become weird, and I mean really weird. The RV2 had a canopy that opened over the bed, provided sleeping space for 2 adults. But wait, there's more. The back seats slid down to provide additional sleeping space, transforming this pickup into a 4-person camper. It's as if Toyota chose to play automobile Transformers before Michael Bay made it popular. The design was classic 1970s futurism. With its long, low profile and sharp angles, the RV2 appeared capable of breaking the sound barrier while parallel parking. The front end included pop-up headlights, because nothing says practical camper like concealing your headlights, right? The RV2's interior was a blend of spacecraft and shag carpet. The dashboard appeared to have been taken directly from the Starship Enterprise, while the seating and sleeping sections were covered in materials that would have made Austin Powers feeling quite at home. Here's the kicker, the RV2 was never produced. That's right, this automotive concept remained a concept, most likely because Toyota decided that most people want their trucks to look like trucks and their campers to look like campers, rather than some unholy combination of the two. The Toyota RV2 is more than simply a concept truck. It's a view into a parallel planet in which pragmatism is sacrificed for wild creativity. Mazda Rotary Engine Pickup, or Repu. We've seen quirky trucks, but none is like the Mazda Repu, the world's only rotary-powered pickup truck. That's true, Mazda saw the Wankel engine and thought, do you know what this belongs in? A truck. It's as if they were playing automotive Mad Labs and ended up using rotary and pickup truck in the same sentence. The Repu, or rotary engine pickup, built from 1974 to 1977, was Mazda's means of demonstrating that the rotary engine could be used in applications other than sports cars. It's as if Mazda's engineers were tired of hearing, sure, the rotary is great in the RX-7, but can it haul a load of gravel? Well, we know that it can, sort of. Under the hood was a 1.3-liter 13B rotary engine, the same as in the RX-4. It produced 110 horsepower, which may not sound like much until you consider this was the 1970s, when most trucks had the power of a highly motivated hamster. The Repu could accelerate from 0 to 60 in roughly 12 seconds, which was fast for a truck at the time. Mazda equipped it with a slew of high-end equipment for a mid-1970s pickup truck. It included a 5-speed manual transmission, since nothing says sporty like rowing your own gears on a truck, front disc brakes, and a tachometer with a red line of 7,000 RPM. Mazda couldn't decide whether to make a truck or a sports vehicle, so they simply asked, why not both? Now here's where things get interesting. Mazda only produced roughly 15,000 Repus, with the majority of them sold in the United States. Finding one today is more difficult than finding a millennial who does not enjoy avocado toast. It's a true unicorn in the automotive world, if unicorns sounded like furious bees and drank gasoline like it was out of fashion. The Mazda Repu is more than simply a rare vehicle. It represents a time when automakers were not afraid to experiment with novel concepts. Lincoln Blackwood. Consider what would happen if a pickup truck and a luxury vehicle had a child who suffered from a severe identity issue. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Lincoln Blackwood. The Blackwood, produced for only 1 year in 2002, was Lincoln's effort to enter the premium pickup market. Based on the Ford F-150 crew cab, Lincoln added their own unique twist. The truck bed was lined with soft carpet and finished with stainless steel, because nothing says practical work vehicles like a bed you don't want to get dirty. The exterior featured pinstriping and a power-operated tonneau cover, which transformed the bed into a glorified trunk. A 5.4-liter V8 engine was installed under the hood, because luxury is weighty and requires considerable power to move. Only 3,056 Blackwoods were ever made, and they were all black, which is surprising considering the name. Finding one nowadays is like finding a unicorn in a tuxedo. Uncommon, slightly weird, but unquestionably exciting. Volkswagen Rabbit Pickup, the Caddy. The Volkswagen Rabbit Pickup, known as the Caddy in other countries, debuted in 1979 as VW's response to the challenge, what if we made a pickup truck but, like, tiny? Based on the Rabbit, or the Golf for non-Americans, this pickup appeared to have shrunk in the wash. Under the hood were a variety of modest engines, including a diesel option for those who wanted to go all out. With a loading capacity of roughly 1,100 pounds, it couldn't haul much, but it looked cute trying. VW only marketed these in the United States until 1984, making them quite unusual. Today, finding a Rabbit pickup is like finding a needle in a haystack, assuming the needle was tiny, German, and surprisingly useful. It's a cult favorite among VW enthusiasts and mini truck fans alike, symbolizing a time when manufacturers were willing to experiment with the pickup truck formula. If you enjoyed this trip down rare pickup lane, smash that like button harder than a Dodge Lil Red Express pulls away from a stoplight. And while you're at it, why not subscribe? It's easier than finding a parking spot for a Lamborghini LM002 and way less expensive on gas. Jeep Comanche. The Jeep Comanche, which was produced from 1985 to 1992, was another effort by Jeep to enter the compact truck market. Based on the Cherokee platform, the Comanche provided Jeep's famed off-road prowess in a more practical package. The Comanche's unibody construction with a retractable cargo box set it apart from other pickups at the time. Jeep couldn't decide whether to make an SUV or a pickup, so they compromised. Engine options ranged from a basic 2.5-liter four-cylinder to a powerful 4.0-liter inline-six, appealing to both budget-conscious buyers and those who required substantial power. The Comanche could be ordered in both two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive variants, making it suitable for both city streets and backcountry terrain. Despite its capabilities, the Comanche failed to meet Jeep's sales expectations. Production numbers were modest, particularly in its later years, making well-preserved versions extremely rare today. A Comanche in good condition is a sought-after treasure among Jeep enthusiasts, representing a distinct chapter in the company's pickup truck history. Toyota T100. Toyota's T100, which was produced from 1993 to 1998, was the company's first foray into the North American full-size truck market. It was as if Toyota looked at the American pickup truck market and said, "We can do that too," sort of. The T100 stood out for its tweener size, which was larger than compact pickups but smaller than full-size American vehicles. This in-between status, combined with the lack of a V8 engine choice, made it difficult to sell in the larger-is-better U.S. truck market. Despite its lackluster reception, the T100 was renowned for its dependability and build quality. It was the first Toyota truck to be produced in the United States at the New Me plant in California. Toyota sold roughly 200,000 T1s over its 6-year period, making it comparatively uncommon in comparison to its American competitors. Today, locating a well-maintained T100 is a treat for Toyota truck lovers, reflecting an intriguing experiment in Toyota's transition to the full-size Tundra. That concludes our tour of these fantastic ultra-rare pickups. These vehicles, ranging from muscular monsters to forgotten classics, made their impact on history. Whether you see one at a car show or just fantasize about it, these automotive marvels remind us of the ingenuity and daring that drives the pickup truck industry. If you enjoyed this video, then check out our next video about the 2025 Toyota Corolla pickup.